Gulf Coast out ahead of that chance for snow. Now, as for tonight, we'll see temperatures dropping back down to around freezing in D.C., 27 in Cincinnati, so below freezing mark, 40 in Colorado Springs, 33 in Rapid City. Looking at tomorrow's forecast for a good Thursday, again, we'll have rain possible in Los Angeles, so do be aware of that potential for flooding. 60 for the high in Wichita, a chance for rain showers, 49 in D.C. with partly cloudy skies.
Local news done.
Coming up on KTTC News at 10, a massive gift from Mayo Clinic is making a big difference for Rochester Public Schools.
Also, 2 suspects in a Michigan murder arrested in Clear Lake, Iowa.
But first, checking in on a small town after a devastating fire downtown 1 year ago. Your 10 o'clock news starts now.
Live from your local news leader, this is KTTC News.
And thank you for watching us tonight. Well, Friday marks 1 year since tragedy struck the small town of Spring Grove. A fire broke out in the apartments above the downtown hardware store. 11 people were displaced, and what used to be a booming business is no longer.
Our Olivia Pronzinski visited Spring Grove today to check out the town's recovery. She's live in the studio with us tonight. Olivia, where does the town stand 1 year later?
Tom and Caitlin, Spring Grove may never know the cause of the tragic fire, but the town is moving forward. City Administrator Janet Elton says not a single day goes by where the community hasn't worked on rebuilding the hardware store. The page came in mid-afternoon on December 22nd to the Spring Grove Fire Department. One of Spring Grove Fire Department's worst nightmares came true.
It was one of the nights where it happened and you don't forget it.
A fire ravaged through Spring Grove's downtown, and temperatures below zero didn't help as crucial equipment failed, according to Fire Chief Trent Turner.
The what if question got answered that night. What if there's ever a fire downtown? What do we do? You know, with being on Main Street like it is, the buildings all being so close to each other.
Turner says the loss was hard on the department. The loss of the hardware store was also difficult on the rest of Spring Grove.
You never realize how often you stop by your local hardware store until it's gone. And many businesses stopped in daily, and they don't have that option anymore, so they have to go to neighboring towns to get their supplies.
But according to City Administrator Janet Elton, a bad thing has turned good.
Since the fire last year, there's been a ton of people behind the scenes working together to try and figure out a way to rebuild our downtown. We found ourselves up at the state capitol, and we were able to get some grants to try and help the cleanup process down here, which is still underway. We have state funding to help our developers try and redevelop this area.
The new investor, Howard Dieters, actually has ties to the original investor of the old hardware store. Him, along with others, part of the Spring Grove Real Estate Investment Fund, plan to rebuild a hardware store with apartments above.
Right now, the toughest part is trying to put the financials together, projections that would make it work.
While there's still much work to be done and no timeline in place, the city plans on tearing down the surrounding buildings that suffered damage. Fire Chief Turner also says the fire has made all of the surrounding departments work better together. Live in the studio, Olivia Pronzinski, KTTC News.
Olivia, thank you. We have an update tonight on a murder of a Michigan man where 2 suspects were arrested in Clear Lake, Iowa.
We now know the name of the victim. Yesterday, deputies from a county in Michigan responded to a well-being check on an elderly man, and upon arrival, the body of 87-year-old Elvin Kempinen was discovered with a gunshot wound to the head. 3 people have now been arrested in connection to the case, all of them family members of Elvin's. 50-year-old Margaret Kempinen and 20-year-old Jacob Kempinen of Wisconsin were arrested last night at Clear Lake gas station. They are currently in the Cerro Gordo County Jail awaiting transfer to Michigan on murder charges. A 16-year-old is also in police custody in connection to this ongoing murder investigation.
We're going to head outdoors, check on the weather now with Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen. It has been another mild day here in southeast Minnesota. Not very Christmas-like, Nick.
No, it has not, and it will not be very Christmas-like coming up in the next, I would say,
5, 6, 7, 8 days, really the rest of the month. It'll not be very December-like. Temperatures today we're into the 40s, 42 for the high today. So low 40s, we were anywhere from 15 to say 17, 18 degrees above average in some spots. And the warmth continues through the next couple of days. Lewis Not a live camera. Temperature outside 31. Wind out of the southeast at 11 miles per hour. Registering clear sky at RST. We do have some cloud cover. I will say I can still see the moon out here on the weather patio as I kind of look off to the west here. Temperatures will hold steady. We have some high-level clouds filtering in here, so temps will stay low 30s and to the upper 20s. Notice future track radar. We do have some high-level clouds. The thickest clouds are down to our south, and that will continue to move in. So from the south-southwest, clouds moving to the east-northeast here tonight. Hour-by-hour forecast the rest of the evening. We just hold on to some cloud cover, and temperatures will hold steady in the upper 20s here for those overnight lows. Almanac today, 42 degrees for the high, so well above average. Overnight lows here tonight, well above average too. Last night we were at 21. And just think, even in the low 20s, we're still 9 degrees above average in terms of our low temperatures. We're warm tonight, upper 20s for lows. We look through the rest of the week here, Thursday, Friday. High temperatures in the 40s. The 50s are on the way this upcoming weekend. Even with the 50s, there will be a weather maker that will impact some travel this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in your first alert forecast. Back to you.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, Minnesota has a new Commissioner of Veterans Affairs, and he has some ties to Olmsted County. Governor Tim Walz appointed Brad Lindsay to the role. Lindsay has been serving that post in a temporary capacity since September. Included in the previous experience, he has served as the Olmsted County Veterans Services Officer for 6 years. Since 2014, he has served as the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs Deputy Commissioner as Programs and Services. Well, a $10 million gift is allowing Rochester Public Schools to avoid difficult decisions, at least for now.
That gift is coming from Mayo Clinic. RPS Superintendent Dr. Kent Packel says the investment from Mayo Clinic means the district will not have to close schools, increase class sizes, or cut programs, as previously announced last month. That announcement came after Rochester voters narrowly rejected the district's November referendum. Packel says RPS is grateful for this gift, which he says provides a bridge to another referendum attempt in 2024. While the past few weeks have proven difficult for school leaders, according to Packel, the community's feedback on proposed changes is beneficial.
People raised some good concerns. They raised some good concerns about where we drew the attendance lines. They said, well, okay, is there a midpoint between cutting the transportation for our 6 district-wide option schools and making them basically neighborhood schools and giving kids a bus across 218 square miles? So that resulted in a regional proposal.
Packel says the district's revised attendance redesign plan will be presented at the January 9th school board meeting. As for Mayo Clinic's one-time gift, leaders there say strong schools are critical to the health and vibrancy of the Rochester community. There remains a serious skilled trades shortage in this country.
It is something that we've been highlighting the past 15 months here on KTTC, and coming up, a look at some of the top local trades in the region.
Now we're tracking some quiet conditions on the way tonight. Really warm temperatures could be on the way this weekend. So just when you think you couldn't get any warmer, it sure will. Your forecast coming up right after this.
It's at a crisis level. We continue to see a shortage of skilled workers in this country, and there are millions of job openings that go unfilled.
So that's why in the summer of 2022, we started a segment on KTTC. We called it Critical Careers. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says there are about 4 million vacancies in industries responsible for transportation, construction, mechanical needs. The list goes on. And each month we've been taking a closer look at sectors of the skilled worker trades that offer some really good job opportunities.
It's been a real blessing for me, and it's been very lucrative in my 10-year career.
There is a serious need for drivers with a commercial license in this country. Within 3 years, we'll need to fill 62,000 openings for commercial truck drivers in Minnesota alone. Jennifer Willoughby chose a skilled trade, getting an education in 2012 at Riverland Community College. It changed her life.
I graduated on a Friday, and by Monday I had 3 options of choices of where I wanted to go.
12 weeks of training, and it's probably one of the lowest investments with the highest return.
Without these truck drivers hauling goods and supplies throughout the country, our lives as we know it would come to a screeching halt. Another industry that got our focus for critical careers, electric linemen. We dialed back to the Halloween blizzard and ice storm of 1991 when power went out for thousands in southeast Minnesota.
Makes me feel proud, you know, being part of this team, now kind of managing these guys.
A reminder of the importance of electric linemen. We talked to Tyler with People's Co-op.
And it's ever changing. No 2 days are the same, no outage is the same, no job's the same.
They are the men and women who connect us as a nation in good times and in bad. Well, the critical careers journey also took us from trades in the outdoors to ones that keep us comfortable indoors. HVAC workers ensure that the heat stays on in the cold and that air conditioners run when the temperatures soar. Like many HVAC companies, Tana Mechanical offers competitive salaries and tailor-made training to its employees.
You can come into our program and get through the program, start making a wage right away while you're going through the program. By the time you're done with the program, you can accelerate your wage out, and you might be making more than somebody that got out of college and they have student debt.
This is one of the classrooms that we do a lot of our HVAC service and plumbing service classes in.
We also met plumbers, auto technicians, and electricians.
This room that we're standing in right now is what they call the chiller room.
Knobelsdorf Enterprises in Goodhue showed us some of their industrial electrical work at Dairy Farmers of America.
There are so many different paths you can take once you get a few years under your belt within any trade.
We get to build and see some of the coolest stuff in the world.
Morning.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Jeremy and Evan from Local 6.
We also heard how many trades are giving back to the community. Like this day last fall, volunteers with Local 6 plumbers and pipe fitters Heats On program, making sure people's furnaces are working and ready for the cold weather.
This has been absolutely vital to me.
And then a day in November at Minnesota State College Southeast for women in high school to explore the trades.
What this is all about is just allowing that pipeline to widen out and to allow young women to potentially see themselves in an occupation that maybe they hadn't prior thought about.
Skilled trades are growing in popularity. Jobs are almost always plentiful, pay is competitive, and you can often make money as a trade apprentice while gaining hands-on experience. For many, it's the right career path.
And I have a bunch of resources in my online critical careers segment, from local trade schools to companies with job openings and extended interviews with folks working the trades. You can check it out on KTTC.com.
Here's your first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen.
We are now just 5 days away from Christmas here, so it's not looking too good for any type of snowfall chances in the near future. We have a 0 chance. I could probably stop showing this graphic at this point in time and before Christmas because I don't see any chance of any snowfall taking place through the next 5, 6, maybe even until the end of the new year. So no chance in terms of a white Christmas. Last time that we had what is called a brown Christmas, where you can see the grass, right? We would have to have 1 inch of snowfall on the ground or have 1 inch falling on Christmas. Last time that happened was 2021. So since 2020, we've actually had now 2 years since 2020 where we did not have a white Christmas. Well, this is why we have some late season warmth. You can't get much warmer than this here this time of year. We're looking at 50 on the way for the 23rd and the 24th. That would be records here for those 2 days at RST. The record high for the 23rd is 47. The record on the 24th is 41. Notice we're 25 degrees above average on Christmas Eve. Christmas, we might fall just shy of tying the record. I have us at 47 right now for the high on Monday. For the 25th, the record high is 50. Now, even if we're at 47, we are still 22 degrees above average coming up on Christmas. So what I want to look at is the holiday temperatures. Normally, Halloween is our warmest, right, if we look at the fall and winter holidays, and then we see a consistent drop-off from Halloween to Christmas. So our average highs on Halloween, 50. Average high on Thanksgiving, 38, and then 25 is the average high on December 25th. Look what happens this year. We are going in the complete opposite direction, right? We were pretty much on average on Thanksgiving on the 23rd at 37, but Halloween, our coldest at 34, and that's actually the most snow that we received in a 24-hour period was Halloween morning with 1.1 inches of snowfall. Christmas looking to be the warmest at 47 degrees. So we're sending those temperatures in the wrong direction here this year. We are expecting to have a weather maker impact us for the upcoming weekend. So plan ahead here. It's not snowfall, but we are looking at the chance for rain, and we could maybe have 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, looking at extending through the afternoon, evening, Christmas Eve, and then into Monday on Christmas, the chance for some on and off showers, and I think showers will be likely. So here's what to expect. Tonight, cloudy and mild. We look late week, Thursday, Friday, warm and cloudy. Not a lot of sunshine to go around the next couple of days. And then that next weather maker moves in, brings a chance for rain. Also, those record-breaking temperatures. Outside, loosen out a live camera. We're at 30, wind out of the east-southeast. We do have some cloud cover outside, but you can still see the moon here tonight. Temperatures locally, some low 30s and some upper 20s. Cloud cover continues to move in here on future track radar. That continues overnight. We have a boundary down to our south, really a weak low pressure system. That really shouldn't impact too much in terms of our weather moving forward. Temps here tonight continue to be the low 30s as we wake up tomorrow morning, upper 30s and some low 40s on your Thursday. We fast forward into early Friday morning. We'll pause this here at 8 a.m. Chance for a couple stray little showers early on Friday. The big thing Friday, watch the temperatures. We warm all the way up into the mid-40s. A couple raindrops will be possible on the day on Friday. Tonight, 27 for the overnight low. We will have some overcast sky by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. Forecast for tomorrow, 40 for the high. Notice throughout the day we warm those temperatures right back up, upper 30s and low 40s. Winter solstice coming up for tomorrow. Temperatures here in the next 7 days, 45 for the afternoon high on Friday, 50 then on Saturday, 50 on Sunday. Those would be record breakers both Saturday and Sunday on Christmas Eve. Christmas here, we are looking at those high temperatures in the 40s. Some showers likely Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Rainfall amounts could reach 1 to 2 inches across the region coming up through the holiday weekend. Guys.
So you're going to have to be teaching Lexi. Instead of let it snow, let it rain.
Let it rain.
Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Do you think she'd be open to that possibility?
I think
not
so.
so
I don't think she has a choice
what?
this year.
This is true. Well, coming up, a big election year is around the corner as some of the top issues on voters' minds.
We're asking around, especially hearing from undecided voters. It's up next.
Immigration remains one of voters' most important issues. A CNN poll this fall found that 44% of registered voters said immigration was extremely important to them.
Connor Hendricks spoke with one undecided voter who says immigration is both important and personal to him.
We will have stopped the Mexican drug cartels cold in their tracks. Yes, build a border wall, which I think is important.
Swallow Jan came to see Florida Governor Ron DeSantis speak Wednesday at the Machine Shed in Urbandale. Jan immigrated to the U.S. from China 32 years ago, and it took him 18 years to become a citizen. He says the naturalization process taking so long incentivizes illegal immigration.
I think that the U.S. government should consider have a comprehensive immigration reform and to make people benefit from follow the law.
Jan hasn't decided who he's going to caucus for, but says he's considering DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and Vivek Ramaswamy.
I think that this person should be have the integrity and experience, and also have a comprehensive plan for the future of America. America is in chaos, and this person need to be strong.
Jan says he's hesitant to vote for Donald Trump due to his criminal indictments and rhetoric on immigration. The former president is facing backlash for remarks about immigrants he made at a New Hampshire rally Saturday.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country.
Jan says that statement is further dividing the country.
That's absolutely insulting, including his ancestor, because his ancestor also from other countries. And besides native Indians, not only people like you, people like me, are all from other countries.
The former president defended his remarks at a campaign stop in Waterloo Tuesday. Trump again said that migrants are, quote, destroying the blood of our country. In Des Moines, I'm Connor Hendricks reporting.
Iowa Congresswoman Ashley Hinson recently introduced a bill called the Prince Act. It would allow Customs and Border Patrol to fingerprint minors who are often recycled. Child recycling is when bad actors use children to appear to be part of a family so that undocumented migrants get more lenient treatment by border officials.
So the 70th annual KTTC Eagles Cancer Telethon will be here before we know it. All the money raised stays here in Minnesota for cancer research. We hope that you will join us January 13th and 14th as we raise hope and awareness for cancer research on the Eagles Cancer Telethon on KTTC.
I hope you come out and join us. Next in sports, it's a big day for some of our area athletes as the early signing period kicked off. We hear from NDSU football commit Zach Vanderpool. Plus, the Timberwolves face off with the 76ers in Philly. Are the highlights from the city of brotherly love after the break.
KTTC Sports from the Lucina Siding and Windows Sports Wall.
Doesn't that guitar just get you going? What's going on, friends? I'm Julian Mitchell. Tonight on the Sports Wall, we'll hear from one of our area athletes who put pen to paper and signed to play college ball today. Plus, Nick Mullins lets us know his mindset ahead of a big Sunday against the Lions. But first, the Timberwolves put its 3-game win streak on the line against the 76ers. We'll join in here second quarter. Wolves down 10. Carl Anthony Towns coming off the pin down. Gonna let this thing fly. Bing bong. Cat had 23 points, 13 boards in this one. Leads cut to single digits. 40 seconds to go. More Cat drives right at Joel Embiid. Gets the hoop and the harm. Let's see this one more time. Great strength to finish that. Great body control. Wolves trail by 4 at the break, but with momentum. Third quarter, Minnesota in front now by 4. Anthony Edwards in his bag. 27, 7 boards, 5 helpers for Ant. But here come the Sixers. Joel Embiid leads the league in scoring for a reason. Flips it up and one. For a bucket there. 3-point Wolves lead. Later tie ball game. Embiid the spin. Brings down the hammer and one. Dropped the 51-piece wing dinner with 12 boards on the side. Wolves trail by 3. Fourth quarter, same margin. Tyrese Maxey, just like a bad kid, he just won't stand still. Finds some space on the move and hits. Chipped in 35 points. Timberwolves drop this one to 127-113. Minnesota's back at home against the Lakers tomorrow. In the hardwood, to the gridiron we go as the Vikings gear up for a big playoff deciding matchup against the Detroit Lions. Vikes need to win out for a chance at the division title. And to do that, Nick Mullins needs to be sharper. While he did throw for 303 yards, 2 TDs in the Bengals' loss, his 2 interceptions and a few poor sacks were costly. Speaking with the media today, Mullins said he's not necessarily going to stop taking chances, but his focus is on executing efficiently.
Do what you're coached, stick to what you're coached, stick to the fundamentals, stick to quick decision making and accurate throws. That's what makes a great quarterback, and that's what I'm going to stick to. It's all about beating the Lions. Playoffs are awesome, but if you don't win, then the playoffs don't matter. So you got to beat the Lions. I think the guys are excited about that. Obviously, we got the whiteout at home, so there's a lot to be excited about.
A lot to be excited about for sure. Vikes need to be ready to go for this one. And Lions offense is a force. Put up 42 on the Broncos last week. Mullins going to have to be sharp. Kickoff set for noon on our sister station, Fox 47 in this one. Vikes are 3.5-point underdogs. The pros to the high school ranks we go. Early National Signing Day. I tried to get some pictures here, as many people as I could. If you have more, you can submit them on our website at KTTC.com. Lake City had quite a few signed today. Keegan Ryan going D1 to North Dakota for football. Golfer Jordana Windhorse-Knudsen going D1 as well, too, among some other signees. I stopped out in Byron today to catch up with the newest NDSU Bison. Byron Bear Zach Vanderpool put pen to paper. Star defensive end, now set to join new head coach Tim Bolasek and company in Fargo. It's a great D1 program he'll be headed to. Bison went 11-4 this year, lost a close double OT game in the FCS semifinal. Vanderpool making a great addition at 6'5", 227, helping the team here, helping Byron reach state this year. It's been quite the journey playing ball, and Zach shared what it means to have family and friends with him. Also, just how he settled on NDSU.
Been there for me every part of the way. And it's just really nice knowing that they're still here and still backing me up. And when I go up to NDSU next year, they'll still be with me and they'll be cheering me on. My D-line coach, Coach Gazer, saying I'd fit like a similar role to Spencer Wagey, who's now on the practice team in the NFL. It's a really cool spot to fill, big shoes to fill, but I'm excited to do it. Roll Herd.
You hear him there, Roll Herd. Staying with high school sports, the latest basketball rankings are out. We'll start on the boys' side in 4A. Century, number 13. Panthers are 3-2. Will face off with Owatonna at home tomorrow. In 3A, the 5-0 Stewartville Tigers are ranked 5th. Caledonia Warriors, who had a great week beating one of the top teams in Iowa, is 5th in 2A. And in single A, 3 teams here. 3-0 Spring Grove at 18. High scoring Gabe Hine and Blooming Prairie at 19. La Crescent, 5-2 overall, sits at number 20. Last of the girls' hoops, 6-1, John Marshall clocks in at 17. Got 2 teams here in 3A. Byron at 3-1 is 11th. Bears face Austin tomorrow. At 12 is Stewartville. The state runner-ups are 7-2 on the year. And Winona at 5-1 this season is number 16. 2A next, Del Riota, 10-0 is number 9. Eagles face, funny enough, 11th ranked Cotter tomorrow. A big game there. At 19 is NRHEG. Last here in single A. Unbeaten Hayfield, 8-0 is number 2. Team in this class, Goodhue, 5-3, had a strong schedule to start, ranked 5th. Spring Grove at 7-1 is number 18. Before we go, do want to shout out Stewartville football coach Garrett Muller. The team announced he was named Section 1 at 3A Coach of the Year. Big ups to Coach. That'll do it from the Sports Wall. We'll be back after this.
For the last 5 years, a Wisconsin couple has been more than just your average neighbor.
They're also Santa's helpers. Rochelle and Gary Jader just don't read every letter that they get in their red mailbox. They answer them as well, reaching more than 1,000 now since becoming Santa's helpers 5 years ago. Some of the letters inspire laughter, others are sweets. They all, though, keep the Christmas spirit alive. I love that. Thanks for watching us tonight at 10.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
With open federal safety recalls that are dying because of it.
Yes.
While the federal government keeps track of deaths tied to recalls, like the 19 fatalities with Takata airbags, it does not track whether the car was purchased new or used.